Good evening, everyone. Whiskey Alpha 3 Alpha Hotel Charlie. Welcome back to this week's Amateur Radio Net. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and turn on that post notification bell. And why not subscribe to my other channels? Here we go.
Operating as W3OC net control for the Tutors Amateur Radio Club Net. Excuse me. The net meets every Monday at 8 p.m. on the 146.73 megahertz WA3 repeater, the gateway of association. Membership in the Tutors ARC is not required to check in the event as already members are welcome. Like information about the Tutors Amateur Radio Club, you can write to us at P.O. Box 225, Green Oak, PA, zip code 15047. We're also on the internet World Wide Web at www.trarc.net. www.trarc.net. Radio Club meetings are held on the third Tuesday of every month except July and December, starting at 7 p.m. We're open to set for check-in as emergency or priority traffic at this time. I heard anyone have a list of silent keys and radio amateurs that recently passed away. I've heard, alright. I'll be taking the check-in chair in a moment. The check-in to the net receiver call sign slowly and phonetically and state if you have any announcements or comments for the net. Okay, at this time, I'm looking for the officers of whoever's there, see which they check in.
W3OC. W3OC, please recognize Kilo Bravo 3 Sugar Tango, Bob Elizabeth Township. Evening Chuck, evening to the net, no traffic.
W3OC. Please copy, Kilo Bravo 3, Uniform Whiskey Charlie, Stephen Boston. Good evening, Chuck, and all else on the net. No other comments. W3OC. Please recognize November 3, Juliet, Hotel Bravo, Mobile. Jim, out here currently in Glassport. Good evening to everyone on the net for the traffic.
Okay, got Kilo Bravo 3 Sugar Tango, Kilo Bravo 3 Uniform Whiskey Charlie, and November 3 Juliet Hotel Bravo, Mobile. Are there any other members of the Tutors ARC Board of Directors wishing to check in?
Whiskey India 3, Romeo, Roger, and White Oak. Good evening.
Okay, got Whiskey India 3 Radio. Any other members of the Board of Directors? Not heard. All right, now I'll open it up for stations that are operating mobile, portable, or outside of Allegheny County for the Tutors ARC.
W3OC. W3OC. Here's Kilo Bravo 3 Victor Sierra Papa, Dan out here, Beaver County. Good evening, Chuck. Good evening to the net.
W3OC, WA3PBD, name here is Andy on the portable in West Mifflin.
W3OC. W3OC, this is Whiskey Alpha 3 Alpha Hotel Charlie. Antonio in Pittsburgh. I'm on a portable radio. Good evening to you, Chuck, and those on the net. And there are no further comments.
W3OC. Whiskey Alpha 3 Bravo Oscar Juliet Ted Portable Squirrel Hill. Good evening to you, Chuck. Good evening, no traffic.
W3OC. This is Kilo Bravo 3, leaving November Charlie, landing in the mobile. No traffic.
W3OC. This is Kilo Alpha 3, Kilo Sierra Papa, Jim Portable in Carnegie.
W3OC. Please copy Kilo Charlie 3 India. Romeo Foxtrot, Bob in Overbrook, Mobile. Okay, that time I got Kilo Bravo 3 Victor Sierra Papa, Whiskey American 3 Papa Bravo Delta, portable, Whiskey American 3 Alpha Hotel Charlie portable, Whiskey American 3 Bravo Oscar Japan portable, Kilo Bravo 3 Lima November Charlie mobile, Kilo Alpha 3 Kilo Sugar Papa portable, and Kilo Charlie 3 India Radio Foxtrot mobile. Anybody else mobile portable right set up Allegheny County?
W3OC. Please recognize November 3 Tango Alpha uniform and 3 TAU norm in Penn, Westmoreland County. Good evening, Chuck. No traffic.
W3OC. Please recognize Whiskey 3 Delta Tango Papa down from Clareton on mobile and with Alpha 3 Mike Romeo down in Jefferson Hills. I have traffic. Do you get a chance? Over.
Okay, that time I got November 3 Tango Alpha uniform, Whiskey 3 Delta Tango Papa mobile. With comments, Alpha 3 Mexico radio, writing is also mobile. With anybody else mobile portable right set up Allegheny County? Okay, now here, all right, now we'll open up our base stations. Anybody else that'd like to check in as an upfill call?
W3OC. This is November 3 Papa Sierra uniform. Checking the south there. We're not checking everyone on that. W3OC. Here is Kilo 3 Hotel India Romeo. Merle and Elizabeth Township. Good evening, Chuck. No comment. W3OC. This is Whiskey 3 Sierra. Liberty Borough, Sean. No further comments.
W3OC.
This is Whiskey Uniform 3 Uniform. Kurt and Elizabeth. No traffic.
W3OC. Here is Whiskey 3 Yankee Norway Italy mobile. Chuck in Westmoreland County. No traffic.
W3OC. Here's W3 Sierra, Yankee Radio, Bob and White Oak. Good evening, Chuck, and good evening to the net. No comment.
W3OC. Please copy Kilo Bravo 3, Kilo Bravo Hotel. Craig and Castle Shannon. Good evening, Chuck. Good evening, the net. I have no traffic.
W3OC. W3OC, please recognize Kilo Charlie 3, November Foxtrot, Mike of Scott Township. Good evening, Chuck and everyone on the net. No comment, no traffic.
Okay, thank you. I got November 3 Papa Sierra uniform, Kilo 3 Hotel India Radio, Whiskey 3 Sugar, Whiskey Uniform 3 uniform, Whiskey 3 Yankee November India Mobile, Whiskey 3 Sierra Yankee Radio, Kilo Bravo 3 Kilo Bravo Hotel, Kilo Charlie 3 November Foxtrot. Anybody else?
W3OC.
Please copy Kilo Alpha 3, Foxtrot, Whiskey, Quebec, Jeff in Greensburg. Good evening.
W3OC. W3OC, please recognize Kilo Charlie 3, India, Romeo, Golf. This is Ed in McKeesport. Good evening, Chuck, and everyone on the net. No comments. W3OC. Here's Kilo Alpha 3, Zulu Japan Whiskey, Dave and Plum. Good evening.
Okay, that time I got Kilo Alpha 3 Fox Whiskey Quebec, Kilo Charlie 3 India Radio Golf, and Kilo Alpha 3 Zulu Japan Whiskey. Anybody else? Not heard. Alrighty. All right, let's see. Let's go with traffic. W3 Delta Tango Papa, please go ahead.
This is W3 Delta Tango Papa. Just want to remind all the club members, Chuck is sending out a email concerning our Christmas party. Everything's on there pretty much is the way it's going to be. It's going to be a sit-down dinner, and you will order at table side. All we need is a head count so that you know how to go about fixing the salads and all that. But look on the email when it comes, or look on our webpage. It'll be on there most likely. And that's all I wanted to say. W3 DTP clear.
Okay, thank you very much. Thanks, Bill. Okay. All right, I don't have any other traffic. Let me see or try to get you into this stuff a little bit here. Reaching some Two Rivers activity. The Two Rivers ARC has its Hampton X breakfast. It's held on the second Saturday of every month at Dodge Cornerstone Diner, 620 Long Run Road in McKeesport, Pennsylvania. Dodge Cornerstone Diner is located at the entrance to the Olympic Shopping Center from PA Route 48. Something new we just started last week. The Two Rivers ARC GapNet is going to has started up on Wednesday evenings at 8 p.m. At 8 p.m. on frequency 146.55 Simplex. Get a chance, would like to join in with us, be sure and look for us there. That's on Wednesday evenings at 8 o'clock p.m. on 146.55 megahertz Simplex. Okay, let's see. The TRARC Super Raffle project has ended. The drawing was completed at last Tuesday night club meeting. The winner was Bill Detman of Denora, PA. Bill Detman of Denora, PA. A special thanks to all the club members and all those who bought tickets or sold tickets. It was most appreciated, that's for sure, over this long-running project. That ended last Tuesday night, October 20th. Okay, our next meeting location is currently unknown. We're looking for a new meeting location. We lost access to the pizzeria up in Portview at the moment. We have access to it, so we're looking for a new location. Club members, if you know anybody that has a location we could possibly use, please contact club president Jim AB3JT. Hopefully we'll have more information as we find out. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I got them all mentioned, I think, everything. Anybody need any repeats for anything they've heard so far? We'll switch over to this one. Okay, no, not heard. All right. Especially thank everybody who did participate in this super round. I know that it's something that we wanted to try this last year, and it took a while to get the project completed. But a lot of that had to do with no place to have ticket sales in a major way. So, okay. Well, at least it's done and over with. Congratulations to Mr. Denton. Okay, with that, let me switch over to news lines. W3OC.
From around the world, this is Newsline, amateur radio's independent on-the-air news and bulletin service. Now, reporting from Bloomington, Indiana, here's Neil Rapp, WB9 VPG.
We begin this week with word that the comment period has opened for the FCC's much-talked-about fee proposed for amateur radio licenses. Stephen Kinford, NHWB, has more.
The comment period has opened for amateur radio operators and others in the United States to weigh in the FCC's proposal to charge a $50 fee for license applications and renewals due every 10 years. In its notice published in the Federal Register, the FCC states that licenses, such as those for amateur radio, are mostly automated processes not requiring staff review. As such, the FCC is calling the proposed fee nominal, saying it covers the cost of routine ULS maintenance, the automated process itself, and any occasional instance requiring staff input. Comments are due no later than the 16th of November. Reply comments can be made on or before November 30th. To file your comments, visit the webpage for the FCC's electronic comment filing system at fcc.gov/ECFS. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Stephen Kinford, NHWB.
There's one more address for the FCC that hams in the U.S. need to be aware of, too, and it's not on the internet. It's at 45 L Street Northeast, Washington, D.C. 20554. That's the new location of the agency's headquarters. The FCC is finally in its new offices after a delay in the spring caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. NIA IARU Region 1, the chair of the Youth Working Group, has passed the baton as we hear from Ed Durant, DD5 LP.
By the time the IARU Region 1 Virtual General Conference closed on Friday, October 16th, the leader of the organization's Youth Working Group had passed the baton to the next generation. The youth group's chair, Lisa Lenders, PA2LF, ended her tenure, which had begun when the region-wide working group was formed in 2014. Lisa, who was 24 at the time, steps aside for two new leaders elected by member societies at the conference. Philip Springer, DK6SP, new chair, and Marcus Grota, DL8GM, the vice chair. Philip, who is 22 years old, has been a ham since he was 10. In August, he joined the board of directors of the non-profit Worldwide Radio Operators Foundation. The two new youth working group leaders committed themselves to continuing the working group's programs and moving them forward. They pledged to expand the YOTA program as well and help grow youth activities in the IARU's two other regions. Region 1 represents international amateur radio societies in Europe, Africa and the Middle East. Congratulations to Philip and Marcus. Unfeel at all. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Ed Durant, DD5LP.
Meanwhile, the world's young amateurs have been busy. We are just about a month away from December, but it's worth planning ahead for this event. It involves the world's youngest radio amateurs, and they're looking for your show's support and your entry in their logbook. December is YOTA month. That means Youngsters on the Air. It's time for young people to experience their first DX, their first pile-up, or to show some of their friends who aren't yet licensed amateurs how much fun it is to see that mic. YOTA is asking radio operators around the world to be listening for such stations as HA6YOTA, GB20YOTA, DB0YOTA, HS9YOTA, and others who will be using the YOTA suffix and one-by-one call signs ending in Y, O, T, and A from the United States. You can be a youngster or an oldster, just be listening. Remember last week's big balloon launch by students from around the United States? Well, those balloons just gained some company up in the sky. Boy Scouts in Indiana did a launch as part of Jamboree on the Air, and Andy Morrison, K9AWM, shares those details.
Boy Scout Troop 1 in Jeffersonville, Indiana, places a special emphasis on science, technology, engineering, and math skills. So when the Scouts hosted their local council's Jamboree on the Air event on Saturday, October 17th, they naturally had everything down to a science. Or perhaps up to a science is a more accurate description. In addition to making HF contacts, fox hunting, and playing Morse code games, the Scouts launched lightweight helium balloons, each carrying a payload of no more than 13 grams. Now they're tracking them using APRS in hopes they can follow the planned circumnavigation of the Earth in the jet stream. Using the call sign N9BWT-12, the balloons transmit their location every 2 minutes. The project is nothing new to this science-minded group of scouts. During last year's JOTA event, the lightweight balloon made its way around the world 1 3/4 times before it was lost in a thunderstorm in Southern California. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Andy Morrison, K9AWM.
For members of the Straight Key Century Club, the competition's in the cards. The QSL cards, that is. Skeeter Dash N5 ASH explained.
CW enthusiasts who've had their fill of sprints, QSO parties, marathons, and other on-air contests are being invited to take their competitive spirits off the air for a little while and express themselves with something other than their straight keys. This is a QSL card contest, and it's for members of the Straight Key Century Club, which is marking its 15th anniversary in 2021. Members are being asked to provide designs for QSL cards to be used during the club's annual Straight Key Month, which begins on January 2nd, 2021. The call sign for the event is, once again, K3Y. If you belong to the club and have an idea for a catchy card, submit your entry no later than December 14th. Members will vote online for their favorite designs starting on December 15th. The most popular design is the one that gets the distinction of being the official K3Y QSL card for Straight Key Month. even if you don't win the top honors, if your QSL card lands among the top 12 in popularity, it will be among those featured in the club's printed calendar for the new year. Members of the Straight Key Century Club should send their images to Drew at af2z@skccgroup.com. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Skeeter Nash, N5ASH. Attention TV fans, Tim Allen, KK6OTD, is going QRT on the Fox Network. The American TV sitcom Last Man Standing will begin its 9th and final season on the network early next year. The Fox Network has carried the series since May 2018, following its cancellation by ABC a year earlier. The show features Tim as amateur radio operator Mike Baxter, KA0XTT. Producer John Amadeo, AA6JA, told Newsline in an email that cast and crew are now in the process of shooting 21 shows to begin airing in January. All is not lost, however, as John noted, even after season 9 is done, the show's 194 episodes will live on in syndication. Only a few weeks remain for teachers and other educators to be part of the next series of radio contacts with the International Space Station. Here's Paul Brown, WD9GCO, with those details.
If you are an educator or part of an educational organization, this is a reminder that you only have a little more than a month to apply for a ham radio contact with astronauts aboard the International Space Station. The proposal window closes on the 24th of November. Contacts are now being planned to take place between July 1st and December 30th of next year. ERIS is looking in particular for organizations that will attract a high number of participants and intend to use the experience as part of a larger education plan. Visit the website ariss.org for more details and to find the proposal form. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Paul Brown, WD9GCO.
Time for you to identify your station. We are the Amateur Radio Newsline, heard on bulletin stations around the world, including the K8 SCH repeater of the Okayan Amateur Radio Society in Cincinnati, Ohio, on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. local time. Newsline is played during the Tech Talk net for more than 35 years.
W3OC.
In the UK, authorities are looking for 4 men who assaulted an amateur operating portable. Jeremy Boot, G4NJH, has that story.
Police in Gloucestershire are looking for information about the assault on a ham who was operating portable last month near Cheltenham. The amateur, whose name and call sign were not made public, was attacked by 4 men who accused him of spying on them and recording them. A report in the Gloucester Echo said the ham was operating portable from Cleve Common near Cheltenham at 9:20 in the evening of the 8th of September. The report did not say whether the man, who's in his 50s, required medical attention. Police said the assailants left the scene in a Land Rover. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Jeremy Booth, G4NJH.
Most of us know about electrical conductors, such as cables and electrical lines. They carry electricity, but of course it comes at a price. Some of that energy is lost due to resistance. Now, a group of New York researchers is saying things don't necessarily have to be that way. Scientists at the University of Rochester say they have created a superconductor that has no resistance and, unlike most other superconductors, can operate at room temperature instead of needing to be cooled. According to an October 15th article posted on the Popular Mechanics website, the superconductor combines the right amount of pressure with the elements that bond readily. The scientists have squeezed sulfur, carbon, and hydrogen carbonaceous sulfur hydride in a diamond anvil which exerts nearly 300 gigapascals of pressure. Therein lies the catch. That pressure is the equivalent of about 3 million times the Earth's ambient air pressure. The researchers' next task then is to tinker with the chemical mix and see if they can take some of that pressure off. Actress Teddy Lamar was as noted for her performances as her penchant for inventing in the realm of radio. There's a party for her on Echolink, and Jim Dameron, N8 TMW, tells us about it.
Among radio enthusiasts and fellow tinkerers, the late actress Teddy Lamar deserved her name up in lights for reasons that had nothing to do with Hollywood. An inventor with a penchant for technology, the star develop a patented radio signaling device used during the Second World War that years later led to GPS, Bluetooth, increased security on mobile phones, and Wi-Fi. In 1997, just 3 years before her death at the age of 85, she was given the Electronic Frontier Foundation's Pioneer Award. On Monday, November 9th, which would have been her 106th birthday, the Echolink Rockham Conference server is hosting Hedy Lamarr Day with a 4-hour net. 4 YL-Net controllers will be taking check-ins and celebrating her accomplishments. The net will also be accessible on the do-drop-in conference server node 355-800. For just a short while, Hedy Lamarr will also be back on the screen. The small screen, in this case. Organizer John DeRicky, W2JLD, told Newsline that the event will be streamed on YouTube's World Amateur Radio Day channel. It will also be heard on Broadcastify. Be watching NetLocker and be listening on Echolink for the call sign N9H, November 9 Hotel. And visit the QRZ page for details about a special event QSL card. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Jim Danley, N8TNW.
Congratulations to the newest hams across the pond in the UK. A Twitter announcement by the Radio Society of Great Britain reports that 2,000 hams have passed their foundation exams via remote invigilation. Big congrats as well to the 268 amateurs who were able to upgrade to intermediate level in the same manner. The remote exams were put in place in April in response to the pandemic. In the world of DX, members of the ASWI Radio Club HC5ARC will be operating as HD200Z from Cuenca, Ecuador between the 31st of October and the 3rd of November. They are marking the 200th anniversary of the independence of the city of Cuenca. If you make a minimum of 3 QSOs on different bands or modes, you will be eligible for an award. For details, visit QRZ.com. Be listening for Ron, VA3RBK, who will be on the air in Canada as XL3T between October 24th and November 24th. Ron is commemorating the 75th anniversary of the ending of World War II and the Canadian liberation. Be listening for him as well as CJ3T on November 28th. QSL for both call signs to VE3AT. Jim, W2JHP, is active until November 8th as V31TA from Terneth Atoll in Belize. He will be on various HF bands using sideband and perhaps some digital modes. He's using 100 watts in a wire in a palm tree. Send QSLs to EA5GL Direct, Logbook of the World, or EQSL. We end this week's report with the story of one net in Australia and one net controller who has gone the distance during the COVID-19 pandemic. Jason Daniels, VK2LAW, brings us the final story of this week.
Most people who work his station know Bob Hudson as VK2AOR. He's the member of the Central Coast Amateur Radio Club who has served on the club's management committee, led show and tell instructional sessions, and has run an international net, keeping friendship strong across the oceans. Lately, Bob has taken on a new unofficial title among members of the New South Wales Club. Bob has become kind of a marathon man. Monday, October 19th, marked day 200 for Bob serving as net control for the morning T-net on the Echolink connected VK2RAG 2-metre repeater. This net isn't your average rag chew session, by the way. The morning T-net was originally intended for hams to check in on their mates during the toughest times of the COVID pandemic. It eventually went beyond the local scene, however, receiving international check-ins from all over, including Germany and Japan most recently. Bob has been there consistently checking everyone in and making sure everyone gets a reality check of sorts. That's the kind of marathon a seasoned ham can run without so much as breaking a sweat. Congratulations, Bob, for helping keep everyone in the running. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Jason Daniels, VK2LAW.
With thanks to Amateur News Weekly, AMSAT, the ARRL, Central Coast Amateur Radio Club, CQ Magazine, CNN, David Behar, K7DB, the FCC, Gloucestershire Echo, John DeWright, W2JLD, Ohio 10DX, QRZ.com, Popular Popular Mechanics, the Radio Society of Great Britain, shortwaveradio.de, the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum, Stephen Driver, N9BWT, Southeastern Massachusetts Amateur Radio Association, Southgate Amateur Radio News, Ted Randall's USO Radio Show, Twitter, WTWW Shortwave, Youngsters on the Air, and you, our listeners. That's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline. Please send emails to our address at newsline@arnewsline.org. More information is available at Amateur Radio Newsline's only official website at arnewsline.org. For now, with Garrett Eve Murray, KD2 GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team worldwide, I'm Neil Rapp, WB9 VCG in Bloomington, Indiana, saying 7-3. And as always, we thank you for listening. Amateur Radio Newsline is copyright 2020, all rights reserved.
Good evening. 8:33 p.m.
This is W3OC Net Control. That concludes this week's Newsline transmission. Okay, I don't have any more announcements or anything at the moment, so at this time we'll take some check-ins. Anyone else like to check in and stuff, so call now.
W3OC. W3OC, please copy Whiskey 3 Sierra Hotel Foxtrot Steve and Pitcairn Heights. Good evening, Chuck, and everyone on the net. I was trying to check in earlier with the handheld, but it just wasn't getting. I think I was getting stepped on.
Okay, get W3SHS. Anybody else? We're closing that out at this hour. I show it's 8:34 UTC. Let's see, I count 27 check-ins. I'd like to thank everybody who did check in with us this evening. And I hope everybody has a good week. Those who are into the breeze shooters 10-meter net, it starts up in about 9 o'clock over on 480 megahertz on upper side band. Okay, with that, we're going to turn repeater back to Johnny. Thank you, everybody. Everybody have a good week.
Alrighty, so, alright guys, that's it for this week. Yeah, guys, that's it. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and turn on the post notification bell. Hey guys, this is 73 from Whiskey Alpha 3 Up Delta Charlie, aka Antonio. Peace.